Okay, I am done. I'm absolutely done with buying small properties. I'm just at the cottage here. If you guys watched my last video, it's a rainy early morning right now. Kids are kind of sleeping. Thought I'd quickly shoot this. I am so done with buying small properties because I have a duplex and another major incident happened at it. And this one actually hit the newspapers and it was bad. It involved an escort attending the property at an Airbnb that I don't screen. I have a management company do this, and the person wasn't even booking the Airbnb. They saw the cleaners leave, the codes weren't changed, and they went right in, or some version of that, and then called an escort over, used a weapon, and stole her car as she was being dragged in her car down the street. Horrible. Apparently, the escort is in hospital and will live, but it's just these stupid little properties. And the reason why it's so frustrating, if it was a large building, people would say, stuff happens. But when it's a small building, the neighbors are probably going to be so mad at somebody and they're going to be mad at me, even though it has nothing to do with me. And the problem was, I used to live at this property, so they usually know who to call. And I got the call yesterday at the cottage as the kids were jumping around on me, and I got a call because I knew the police guy, and he's texting me, and he says, "Hey, I need to talk to you about this property." I was like, "Okay, what's up?" And he's like, "Hey, has anyone called you yet?" And I said, "No." And he goes on to tell me the story, and I pass on my management company to him, so they're investigating the management company, and they're investigating the people and getting some footage of the neighborhood. But yeah, this poor lady was dragged down the street in her Jeep, and even last week I was like, should I buy another fiveplex? Oh, I can probably make some money off this thing. And it's actually pretty small in the grand scheme of things, because you've seen some of the videos on the channel where we have 17 unit buildings and 30 unit buildings and stuff like that. Those are really all I want to focus on. Even if I stop buying within my corp one day, if I want to buy just more income property for my just personal with my family, it's going to be large buildings, maybe even more turnkey in the future. I think we all kind of go through a little bit of a, oh, well, it's great to fix up these units and get the BRRRR strategy going and depreciation, but it comes with a lot of negative, and you got to deal with it daily, it seems, or at least weekly. And if you guys have been following me around, like, what do we have? We had the shooting at one of the properties where they shot my TV and then shot in the parking lot. And just, then it's just all the other natural disasters that happen at properties, like flooding every morning. I wake up this morning, I get another text from the property manager that in a different city, someone broke in and stole their tools. And that happens to contractors all the time. People know that people are working on buildings, so they break into those buildings at night, and that's what happens. They steal the tools, and it's really unfortunate. But it's just like, it's a tough business we're in as real estate investors, even as a real estate agent. Negative, 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 and I guess it's just how you can figure it out, deal with the positives. Obviously, we have some good mantras of problems or profits, because there's always problems. This is a problem. Worst thing too about the thing back at my duplex, it made the newspaper, and what do? They put my address in it. That sucks, because one day I'm going to want to sell it, and who knows, maybe someone's going to search that and just find a negative in that, which has nothing to do with it, really, the property. It just happened on the driveway and then down the street. But people, have stigmas on things, so we'll see. Hopefully it all blows over and property prices will continue to rise, and people hopefully won't care about that. I know that the neighbors are very not in my backyard there. They don't like short-term rentals. And the problem was, I was talking to the police, the bad guys are not using hotels anymore. The hotel managers just aren't putting up with it, whatever reason. They need too much cameras. So what do? They go book the Airbnbs in the city. Now, how do they get around good management companies? They have innocent people book usually, girlfriends that have perfect reviews, and then they go there and cause all the trouble. So it's really hard to screen. And I know Airbnb is supposed to be, doing lawsuits and paying out people that are so that they don't look bad. So they're supposed to be getting a lot of money. I don't know how I'm supposed to do on this one, because it's practically a break and enter, and then they just cause mischief. But no one's going to talk about that. They're just going to probably blame Airbnb on this one, or at least my neighbors will. But we'll see. Yeah, it's Well, I didn't want to keep doing videos on tenant problems and property problems, but they keep coming up. I know they don't go viral or anything on the channel, but if you are a real estate investor, just know that, when I first started, I would complain to my buddy who was a contractor that, oh, like this, light switch isn't working or this boiler's making a noise. And that was like my only problems in life. And now I'm dealing with like police all the time. Like I'm not really personally dealing with the police, the managers are, but it's just like, why do I get all the whole high profile cases all the time? I just recently was trying to sell a property that had murders in it, and that's like practically impossible, even as a real estate agent, because people just do not want to deal with that, even if the numbers are good. Yeah, problems or profits. Uh, it is what it is. So I'm not going to be buying these little ones. There's no point anymore in my career as a real estate investor to own small multifamily. It's just so much of a headache because it just comes with so much problems. It's better to have big buildings and just do the burr strategy on those. And if the shootings happen in those, which is crazy because I'm talking about Canada here, people. I'm not anywhere crazy, but shootings are happening in my area. Guns are involved. Yeah, it's just obviously we might have some blinders on out there, but that's what reality goes on in this world. That's why I just sticking away from the students, which I could go back to the students. They're not that bad in reality. Like they do stuff to your apartments, but they're not bringing guns in. But sticking away from the low multifamily stuff, it's just too much of a headache. Just don't want to do it. Barely like to do even help out clients anymore because those properties are so flagged and red taped by the city where you could be off by 1 inch of ceiling height in the basement and now the whole unit is illegal. And as a real estate agent, they always kind of looking at you, but I'm not the bylaw person of the city, and they want you to know everything about every unit and be up to date on all the new codes and policies just to make a low commission. So it's kind of like, you know what? Let's just stick with the large multifamily, large buildings, find a few buyers that want to buy those and get to work and find them those. And that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing for, well, remember, I want to make $50,000 while I'm at the cottage, so I can't be complaining too much while it is raining. So might as well figure out what I can do and what properties we can buy. And don't worry about all this little noise and garbage, but I'm done. I'm done with buying small multifamily and never again. And thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, I do have my free real estate agent course down below in the description. It's free. It's $500, but if you use the coupon code YouTube Give Back, it is for free. Just click the link and hopefully the link works and take it, and it'll help you make $100,000 in your first year being a real estate agent. And if you're a real estate investor, make sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm posting my big buildings there all the time. And I really appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye.